The book ban is starting now. This is outrageous. This is literally... Hello besties and welcome back. We are just gonna jump straight into this massive book haul. There's gonna be no order to the madness. We are just gonna go for it. I tried to group genres together, but it didn't really work out. So here we go. First up, we have Hopeless by Elsie Silver. This is the mirror cover. I have the rest of the mirror covers. I've only read Flawless so far. I'm in the middle of Heartless, I think it is, the second one. I didn't necessarily love the relationship in the first book, and I'm not clicking with the second one, but I love the vibes of this series, and I can definitely see myself rereading it. So even though I didn't love it, I still bought the rest of the series. This one is about one of the Eaton brothers, Beau. This is his book. And then this is also a new release, I think. We have A Winter in New York by Josie Silver. I have read, I want to say 2 of her books, 1 of her books. I just really love reading like themed books for whatever season we're in. So I love reading Christmas books in the Christmas time, obviously, summer books in the summer, Halloween books in the fall. So I definitely wanted more because I only have 2 other Christmas books for this season that I haven't read yet, so I wanted to get another one. I have no clue what this is about, but it's set in New York and I love that. And then speaking of some themed books, this is themed for the fall season. We have The Only Purple House in Town. I love this cover so much. I don't really know what it's about. I have no clue what this is about, but it's giving like witchy magic fairy vibes, and we love. And then this book, I think I got at a Goodwill, The Murder of Mr. Wickham. Again, it's giving just like fall cozy mystery vibes, but it's giving like historical fiction, murder mystery, and I don't know, that could be fun for this season. And then we have Wild Dark Girls. I got this at a Half Price bookstore. I have no clue what this is about, but I've seen that some people absolutely love this book. Oh, it looks like there's like murder mystery and then something, someone's like sticky note trying to decode what happened, and it's like talking about, I'm assuming, what happened in the book. Don't want to read spoilers. Wilder Girls, I don't really know what this is about. And then I got the Brothers Hawthorne. This is the next sort of installment in the Inheritance game series. This is kind of like a spin-off about the brothers. I have not heard great things about this one, honestly, but I did really enjoy the Inheritance game, so I can see myself reaching for this one if I just want to escape into that world. And then I got Belladonna. I got the sprayed edge version, which is really pretty. I've heard kind of mixed things about this one. I feel like you either love it or you don't, but I think it has to do with death. Like, death is sort of like a character in this book, and she is dealing with that. Sounds very interesting. And then I got House of Roots and Ruin, also sprayed edges, which is adorable. So this book, I read, what's it called? A House of Salt and Sorrow. I read that one and I really enjoyed it. Just like the mystery aspect of it, and it was so twisty and turning, kind of like dark and eerie, and I loved those vibes. And I seen that she came out with this book. I think it involves like the same characters or is about a different character in the book, so I'm super excited to do that. I definitely might have to reread Salt and Sorrow before I do this because I don't really know which character it's about. But I think the Salt and Sorrow, it was like a loose 12 Dancing Princesses retelling, and that was one of my favorite Barbie movies. So, and then Direct. And we have Daughter of the Pirate King. I also got this at Half Price Books. This one, I feel like I've overlooked this book before. Like, I've seen it in Barnes and just like haven't really paid it any attention. But when I found it at Half Price and read the back, I was like, wow, this sounds like so good. Something about the pirate girl being sent to retrieve an ancient map, and something about a pirate crew and she gets captured and her captor. This sounds so good, and I really want to read this like right now. And then we have one of the most hyped up books right now, Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I've already read this. If you want to see me read it, it's in one of my recent reading vlogs. I don't remember which one, but this was a pretty good book. I definitely didn't click with it as much as some people do, but it was still an amazing read. And then a couple of like darker fantasy vibes. We have The Grimoires Girl. I first seen Tiffany Laney, I don't know how to say her last name, read this book, and she thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it's like friends solving a murder mystery type thing. It sounds super interesting and perfect for spooky season, and I don't know, I've just been feeling like the dark fantasy vibes. Like, I just eat that up. Same with that. This book is high on my TBR. Like, I want to read this right now. We have one dark window. I have heard amazing things about this book. I know like the magic system revolves around these cards that are missing, and you have to try and find the cards, and there's this like kind of like fog type thing that's invading the town and they're trying to beat that. It sounds so good and I've heard incredible things. I think the sequel is or has come out. And then we have Masters of Death by Olive Blake. I've heard like this is like about rival families and like there's just drawings throughout it. And it is so pretty. I have not read an Olive Blake book yet and I'm kind of nervous to read one because like I don't know where to start, you know, and I've heard her writing's kind of just like lyrical and really descriptive, and usually I don't really click with those writing styles, I guess, so we'll see how this goes. And then we have Maybe Meant to Be by K.L. Walther. I've read The Some Are Broken Rules by her, gave it 5 stars, and then What Happens After Midnight gave it like a 3-star. I'm interested to see how this one's gonna go since I kind of had mixed reviews on her other books, but I think this one just like got this new cover and it was called something else, but they like changed it and rebranded it kind of, so I'm excited to read this. Gives fall vibes. And then a couple more like fall-y books. We have The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic. What? Why, people? Why? I hate when books come damaged. So this one I went to my Barnes & Noble for and I was looking for it. It looked like everywhere. I asked someone to help me find it and it said there was like a couple available, but we looked throughout the store and they were like not available, so I just had to order this. But I was so excited to read this. I think it's kind of like a witchy magical romance mystery. I mean, what do I really know? And then Assistant to the Villain. This is like the Barnes & Noble monthly pick last month or the month before. I think it's like kind of like a comedy rom-com type book. And we have My Roommate is a Vampire, which is pretty self-explanatory. She thinks her roommate is a vampire. I just think this will be so interesting and like a good palate cleanser and just like a fun Halloween-y read. Okay, and then this stack of books that we are going to get into is my special editions that I have recently gotten. So most of these are books I have already read or own other editions of, but I wanted the special editions. These are the fun ones. This book series is one of my favorite series ever, and I have been scouring the internet for these editions and I finally found them at a price I was willing to pay. We have the original ACOTAR covers. I still can't even believe I own these. Like, I am in shock. I just got the paperback set. We have A Court of Thorns and Roses. If you don't know what this series is about, essentially the first book is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Feyre lives in the like human lands and she is like the main provider for their family. So she's out hunting and she shoots a wolf and it turns out it was a fae, and so she has to go live in the fae world. So that is the first book. And then the second book, A Court of Mist and Fury. I can't even process that I own these. And then A Court of Wings and Ruin. Gorgeous again. A Court of Frost and Starlight. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about those. I could go on. And then these just came out. We have the Crescent City special edition and it has like a little opening thing. It is gorgeous. If this book had sprayed edges, it would literally be the prettiest thing ever. Love the spine. And then the second one, just look at that spine. So pretty. Love it. I have not read this series yet, but I am planning to do so very soon. I want to like time it out perfectly, so by the time I finish the second one I can go straight into the third one when it comes out. So I'm probably gonna read them in January, maybe December. Those two I got from Barnes & Noble. And then this special edition of, well, not really a special edition, this is the UK cover of Divine Rivals. That is the US one. Again, one of my favorite books. I wanted to own this cover because I prefer this one to that one. I ordered this on a secondhand site. It wasn't a terrible price. I feel like I got this book before like the hype and the prices of other editions started going up, so I'm super happy about that. I love this cover. The stack of books we are going to get into is continuations of series I've read. Starting off, I have already read both of these. We have the second and third book in the Prison Healer series. I gave the Prison Healer 5 stars, the second one 4, and the third one 5 stars. If you want to watch my reactions to these two, watch my Reading Booktubers favorite books video. It was so fun to watch back because my reactions were just so like physical and verbal, so it was so fun, and these are just such good books. The Prison Healer is basically about our girl Kiva, who is the prison healer, and she basically ends up having to compete in these trials, and there was such good found family in this series and it is so much fun. I love it so much. And then I had been waiting for this to come out in paperback because I have the rest of the series in paperback as well. The Kingdom of the Wicked series, I haven't read it yet, but I have the first 2 and now I have the third, so I'm super excited to get to this. And the kind of like a spin-off just came out, so I really want to get to this soon. And then I just read Red Rising. amazing, also in that video. And after I finished it, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna continue this series like at all even, but like a day passed, I'm like, yeah, I really want to read the second one. So I was at a random just like book sale, and I found they had the first, second, and third. So I got the second and the third, and I'm so happy about it because they were like super cheap and I've been looking for them and just gonna buy them. So and then I got these at a Goodwill. Just look at how like worn the pages are. We'll do a comparison of like new pages versus like, love a good worn book. This is such a good series, the Ember and the Ashes series. I got the first and I'm pretty sure this is the second. I totally recommend it. I originally read it from the library. It's about our main girl Leia, who her brother is taken by the rebels or the government, I don't remember which one, but she has to go undercover as a spy to try and help save him. So it is so fun. There's such good like friendships, romance, all of that. And then so this is like kind of funny how this ended up happening, but I read the Prison Healer series, as I mentioned, which is by Lynette Noni, and I was like, does she have any other series? Like, I love this series so much, I need to read more from her. I just looked on Target. They were having like a 20% off books or something like that. Okay, life hack, Target has 20% off MSRP all of the time. See, so like this book is originally $17.99, so from Target it was probably like $15-14, so get your books from Target. But they were having an additional 20% off books, so I wanted to get the series from there. So I looked up what it was called and I ordered these two books from it. Beautiful books. Like, these are such nice books. The covers are beautiful. It was the second and the third book. I'm like, why would you just have the second and the third book? I downloaded the first one on Kindle. If I like it, I'll buy the physical copy. I'm hoping I do, since I have the second and the third. But I think there's dragons in it because there's a dragon on this cover. But all I know about this is something with a magical school. I don't want to know more than that. I want to go in completely blind to this series because I love the Prison Healer so much. I cannot wait to read this one. I think it's called the Madoran Chronicles. I'm so excited. Okay, we are on our last stack of books, but the stack is very thick. So starting off, we have Rhapsody by Lauren Thalassa. So I have read Bewitched by her. I really enjoyed it. Wasn't a favorite, but it was still a really enjoyable book. This is another one of her series. I want to say this is her most popular one. I didn't even know this till I read the back, but she's a siren, which is very interesting. Something about Fae warriors too. I don't know. I love going in blind to fantasy series because I don't know, I feel like sometimes the back can spoil stuff. Like, for example, with the Prison Healer, the back says about the trials that she goes in, and like, I would have read the book just thinking she was a prison healer. Like, I didn't need to know about the trials, you know, and it would have been like a pleasant surprise to find out about them. Definitely want to go in blind. And then we have Elena Armas's new book, The Long Game. I read the Spanish Love Deception. I enjoyed it. Wasn't like a favorite. I read that like when I first started reading, so like probably then I gave it like 5 stars, but looking back, I don't think it was one. So I've heard great things about this one. She gets sent to that small town and has to teach their soccer team, and I think the guy is like the other coach. But it sounds really cute, and I love how there's like animals on the cover. How to Walk Away by Catherine Center. Haley Pham read this, loved it. I think something about she ends up in the hospital, and that's all I really know, but it sounds just really kind of inspirational and inspiring, I guess you could say. And then this one I also got secondhand, Among the Beast and Briars. I have no clue what this is about. It sounds like their like kingdom that they live in is like perfect, like no disease, no bad things essentially, but then something about a new queen and the long hidden woods descend on the kingdom. So I'm assuming there's gonna be like cool creatures throughout. Like, there's a lot of animals in the cover. It sounds interesting. And then I picked up Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I've also already read this one. This was pretty good. Nothing that really stuck with me too much, but it was still a quick, easy romance read. And then The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I definitely want to read this before the movie comes out. It's been like years since I've read The Hunger Games, but those are just books that are like ingrained in my mind. I'm excited to see this one. I have no clue how this is gonna go. we'll see. And then we have a Frida McFadden book. We have The Wife Upstairs. I got this at a garage sale, and the lady whose book it must have been, she was just saying how like creepy this one was, and just like it was interesting. She kind of gave me the vibes that she like didn't love the book, but she said it was like kind of creepy, so I'm interested. I just like Frida McFadden's books when I'm feeling kind of slumpy or just want a bingeable book, because her writing is just so fast paced and like you just have to finish. Like I think I've read 3 or 4 of her books, and all of them I've read within 1 or 2 days. So, and then we have Bittersweet Memories. I remember seeing Destiny talk about this a while ago, and I ordered it and kind of just forgot about it. The blurb says he's her, my brain trying to comprehend how this works. He's her ex's older brother and her boss. I don't really know more than that, but yeah. And then we have The 7-Year Slip. I've already read this again, and it was such a good book, you guys. This is definitely one of my favorite romances. There was just so many underlying messages in it, and it was just so good. And then we have Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. Now, I think this is on Kindle Unlimited, but my Kindle Unlimited subscription just ended, so I don't have it anymore, so unfortunately I had to pay this. I really hope this is about gangs, because I just love reading about gangs. It's just so entertaining, and I'm pretty sure that's what it's about, just a battle of control of their underworlds. And then I got Most of All You by Mia Sheridan. I've read Orchard's Voice. I really enjoyed that book, so I've seen this at half price and I wanted to pick it up. No clue what it's about. Moving on. Oh my gosh, is that it? Oh my gosh, I think that's it. Well, that was the rapid fire version of my massive book haul. If you have read any of these books, please let me know down below your thoughts on them and which ones I should read first, because at this point there's just too many books I want to read that like I don't know what ones to read first. So please let me know if you've read any of these, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.